live everywhere. I thank everybody for your patience. Hello, Brother David. Hello, Brother Bruce. Hello, Miriam. Hello, Walter. Hello, Quentin. Hello, Mark, Sister Star, Brother Bruce, Mishi Styles, Mijil Styles. Everybody, come on in. I am hoping that my co host will show up. I want to say this for everybody out there, and this is going to sound crazy, but it is true. Sisters, I want you to take note. I do consulting with Sister Sean, and I helped her set up her show, Sister Speak. Again, for all the feminists that lie and say that we patriarchs work against women, when this sister said she wanted to do a radio show and she had a problem with putting it together, I took the time to help her. And the women that come on her show are women I introduced her to. One of the hardest groups of people to get to really do active stuff, sisters, I'm not trying to lie, is sisters sometimes. Now, Sister Miriam is special, Sister Sean is special. There are not a lot of wazzies out here. Most of our sisters are on something that doesn't make sense. Most of our brothers are on dumbness. Most people are on bullshit. And so we are always told, oh, you got to have women do this. I know what it's like to be active and stuff and beg someone female to speak. Let me tell you how insane that is. It's one thing if you're not letting women express themselves. It's another thing when women aren't so much interested in being in the fore of something that you have to drag anyone, pardon my language, with tits. Anybody with tits, just someone with tits because men can't speak. This is total bullshit. I used to be an advocate against the depot shot. And I remember people saying, you can't present your research because you're male. Find someone female to repeat what you found. That's the only way it's credible. That's just as sick as saying women are stupid and men have to do all the talking, as to say that topics that men can't discuss because they're males, and any female is more capable of discussing it even if they're not interested. And I even had an experience with some of the leftist Negroes in the Back to Black, and this crazy backstabbing Caribbean broad undermined my public speaking thing by having another woman who is a foreign tether do a poor version of imitating something I wrote down. People didn't even know what she was talking about. But that was a woman. She had tits. At least it looked like she had them. And she couldn't even really explain what we had written down, but she's a woman. And I just says, man, by the time I just, my presentation was ruined by this backstabbing Caribbean liar broad. And that's okay, no problem. I'm sort of glad that they mistreated me. They're the ones who got raided in Florida and the FBI picked up. So it's probably a good thing that they rejected me, and that's a good thing. Tonight's show, in fact, I want everybody to like this stream. I need people to like this. I need people to like it. We genuinely need it. Anybody that works with me, it's the same way I had to literally get rid of an entire stream because it wouldn't let me go live. I've never ever had that happen before. The minute we're about to put some information out, everything stops working. Everything. And you learn to work around, like one of my Facebook accounts, I've been blogging all day, talked about stuff. They shut the account and wouldn't let me reclaim it, saying that I need to authenticate, and then it would send me a number and wouldn't let me authenticate with the number they sent me. So I would love to have, I've got 24 here, 45 over here, one over here. I've got a couple of people. You guys are in Instagram, like it. For all of you that are in Facebook, share it, retweet it. Take a few minutes because I'm waiting for this sister to charge up. I certainly hope that you guys share this. I'm hoping that my guest, everybody had an issue today. My two people in Illinois had health concerns, either personal or in the family. My other guest, there's a birthday for their son. The other person just got off work, and finding people, a lot of folks. I mean, it it's not always easy to get your sisters because they're taking care of other people. Okay, that's their role. They're doing the right thing as women. So it's we definitely want to hear from. So if you guys know any real wazies and they can't be feminists, okay, at some point I'm going to talk to you about a feminist mole that was working with us, that was working to undermine everything we're doing, literally. So someone, a woman, black, gave a lot of trust to, and God just destroying things. It happens. It happened to the Panthers. It's happening with Fannie Willis. It happened with Lori Lightfoot. It's happening with Mayor Muriel Bowser here in D.C. It's happening with people like Sheila Jackson Lee, whether they're tethers or whatever. We have a whole lot of traitor, 304, boule, pork chop feminists, backstabbing holes out here who are elected and appointed, and they don't represent black women, they don't represent black people, and they definitely don't represent black men. And I absolutely want to have this discussion. And by the way, the minute I said that, the feed went off for Facebook. Yeah, I need to understand that the internet was put together the um, by um, by the intelligence agencies. Okay, so you have to understand that they never intended for this type of access for people to communicate with each other. Anticipate more repression, anticipate more censorship. It will be increased over the coming months around this election, around the possibility, if I could just say to you that right now, depending on who you talk to, there are plans for massive disruption with people in the country who may ultimately go around and kill us, okay, as they keep us distracted. And in particular, our community, that's where they want it to happen. So there's been a systematic effort to let 12 million plus people, military age, in the country while they've worked to disarm the black community. In Chicago, they won't even arrest the illegals, but if you check the news, they've intensified the harassment of black people, in particular black men. There is a war against us in particular. And as much as I don't like it, there is an element of black women that are traitors, just like you have black male traitors. And Fannie Willis, Letitia James, and many others represent the face. And it's interesting, the people who hate uh, the white masses and the populism of Donald Trump have decided to take and use black women to protect themselves. They've got these black women out here as the face of opposition to Trump. But see, the way this goes, black women listening, is that when a certain group of people feel like another group of people is abridging their rights or attacking things, they don't just go after that individual. If any of you have ever looked at white mob violence against black people. They go after everybody. Fannie Willis has been paid and built up by uh, white supremacists in Georgia who are opposed to Donald Trump's group of people. And as a result, these people know that they're stirring up white rage and anger against black people collectively through these loudmouth whore-ass sisters. Whether it's the little slut mayor who's outside of Chicago, who's stealing that the FBI's after, the whore mayor in New Orleans who's taking a man on a trip, spending the public's money, or what has happened in Maryland with Miss Mosby, the former prosecutor who's done stuff illegally. They've been using these black women, and they know this about black men. As I always mention, one of the biggest problems in our community is that black men operate out of a very pathetic pussy shortage mentality. They let their concern about the world running out of pussy supersede all accountability, all responsibility, all logic, all everything. And of course, yes, it's good to be heterosexual. That's the optimum thing. But, you're not going to get a gold medal for being straight. You're supposed to like women and you're supposed to be procreative as a man or a woman, or at least want to be. They understand this. If you understand the way that the Black Panthers were destroyed was through the women and the whole black male dick fascination. I don't know what it is about our people, our brothers, that put so much emphasis around uh, dick, as if other people don't have sex too, that establish businesses and do all kinds of stuff, and they get sex too. There's this thing, there's so much weight put on the dick until there's nothing else. There's this imbalance. I also see it where there's so much emphasis on sports. For women, so much emphasis on hair, nail, lashes, and yet children, family, womanhood, industry, thrift, things that really matter that may not be sexy are completely discounted. For black men, you can get people who know everything about our sports teams, and you don't know the name of your children. You may not know how to read or write. You may not know the interest rate on your credit card or the interest rate on the balloon subprime loan that you have signed. Things that truly matter get a short shrift. And back to these women, I have been saying this not for 1 year. I've been begging for 4 years for Black American women to avoid being the face of opposition to the white masses in this country. It's a stupid position to assume. And these same stupid black women are the same ones that are for gun buybacks and no guns. Let me repeat. You're the face of taking away freedom, liberty, freedom of expression, and representative republicanism to the white masses. You become the face of it, and these people have 400 million guns. And at the same time, these people who really don't like us, you piss them off by attacking their Messiah. And then you say no guns for the men that have to pick up the fucking bag that you're going to drop when they come for us because they're angry that we become the face of globalization, of people losing their jobs, the borders being open, and white folks being taken out by chemical warfare under the name of fentanyl. People already blame black people, in particular Black Americans, for everything. In the instance of Letitia James, this ignorant tether judge here in D.C. that's after Trump, and Fannie Willis, these actually are Black people. As I said, there's already this hatred there, and you give them the one thing that they've always needed, so there's no guilt, because there's a chance, a little twinge of guilt before people come after you. The naked ugliness of these particular ladies. I don't care about what this brother here said. A Panther Party wasn't infiltrated because of Black women. You're not a good listener. I'm going to give you some time out. But what's that woman? Elaine Brown was screwing people in the FBI and CIA and screwing Huey Newton. If you don't know that, you don't know your Black Panther history. And so, take some time out. Look up Elaine Brown. You obviously don't know. Let me help you. Take some time out. Um, Let me give him time him out. Ah. I don't tolerate when people don't do their research. Uh, a lot of people think their emotions or their feelings are relevant to research and thinking. That's another weakness. It's a strong trait, in particular in weak Black men. Everything is feelings. The man's name is Kennedy. Mr. Kennedy was affiliated with the FBI and CIA, and he was screwing Elaine Brown, who was also screwing Huey Newton at the same time. A fact. And Mr. Kennedy, I think he was married to or divorced from the woman that Mr. Levinson, the Jewish man who worked with Dr. King. So Dr. King's main Jewish advisor was screwing the wife of a man who was spying on Black people for the FBI and CIA. Are you getting me? And so don't tell me this whole dick and pussy thing does not figure into how you can mess up a people. Marion Barry here in Washington, D.C., what was it that took him down? Rashida Moore, pussy. Sharp James, pussy. Again, the Panthers, pussy. What were they hounding Martin Luther King about? J. Edgar Hoover, pussy. And for just to be inclusive, the concern, Bayard Rustin, ass. And we can go on and on and on about this being the playbook of. I'm not saying that people have to be perfect or sense. Kevin Samuels, how did they get him? Pussy. So let us be real about that. If you saw the film The Spook That Sat by the Door, who was it that ultimately let them know where to go to kill the leader of it? It was the person with the pussy. I'm not saying all. I'm saying that this is a factor. This is real. In fact, Malcolm X. We did this conversation the other day. What ultimately brought about the feud? Pussy. And what brought about the fight within SNCC? Pussy. In this instance, white pussy. So that's really a big fight for us, right? I'm just saying. This has been an issue. I'm waiting for my guest. How many of you guys agree? Talk to me. And by the way, someone's saying, God bless you too, dude. For the 8 over here, hello to you. And I'm not telling you that our people are any more or any worse than anyone else. But if someone's after you, if someone's trying to bring you down, if they know that there's a weak spot amongst you, they'll keep playing it. The the Vietnamese, in fighting against the Americans, use Vietnamese prostitutes for information to fight the American soldiers. The Algerians in the Algerian Revolution, the Battle of Algiers, used women to fight against the French soldiers. Women can be fighters. Women are often the best fighters. Uh, Not so much in a physical confrontation with men, but very important. Women are essential to any struggle. I agree with you, Sister Miriam. It is discipline and accountability. And if you have a culture of Black American men who are taught from an early age, uh, get pussy any way you can, always curry favor, even with women you don't really like, to get pussy. And people with pussy, just let them do whatever you want. Don't make them mad because you always need pussy. When you base your manhood around your penis and pussy instead of political power, social power, economic power, having high character, knowing culture, knowing how to read and write, if you only make your manhood in your dick, you do two things. You debase women and objectify them as an orifice for your pleasure. And at the same time, you basically get rid of all the other things that go with being a man. It's interesting, as much as folks have the so-called biases against people that are same-sex attracted, it's interesting that this so-called black macho is very similar to the LGBTQ sodomite thing, where everything is about holes and poles. If it isn't about family, if it isn't about community, if it isn't about legacy, if it isn't about peoplehood, right? Then what is it about really? So there's no accountability, no discipline. Uh, in fact, within the Black Panther Party, if I can talk about them, there was a lot of absence of discipline in terms of how the women were treated within the party. There was an issue of the absence of the treatment of within the civil rights movement, SCLC, these issues. If people know this about Black American people, why not use it? If I were trying to oppress Black people, I know all I'd have to do is just keep throwing pussy up everywhere. I would win. Okay. I could win. In fact, part of the system of control is to put people into, I'm not saying you can't go out with who you want to, but put people in interracial relationships. So basically, you're sleeping with a white woman who goes back and informs white people what you're thinking. If you ever start looking, certain people don't get to places in American life with a Black spouse, no matter what. They need you to be with a white person. They don't trust you. If you start looking at a lot of your power Black women, they're not with Black men. Had Fannie Willis been paying a white dude to screw her, there wouldn't be the same issue. As much as I don't like Fannie Willis, the fact that she's screwing a Black dude and giving him the public's money, that's a problem. You're using power to put it. If you were putting it on a white dude, and Cori Bush, another person, using public money to buy private dick, this seems to be a growing public trend for people to look at. And by the way, this is a strategy to block and deny Black women. the ability in the future to run or to be in places. They'll be able to point to Fannie Willis. They'll be able to point to Kamala Harris. They'll be able to point, yes. And since these no good sorority broads made Kamala Harris a black woman, yes, I'm going to use in that context. In the white public's mind, for many of them, she's just another stupid black woman, even though she's an Indian. Um, we've got to move forward. And by the way, Lizzo does not represent black women. Megan Thee Stallion doesn't represent black women. Beyonce doesn't represent black women. Kamala doesn't represent black women. Letitia James doesn't. Literally on every level, Cardi B, none. But if we don't have people like Sister Miriam, people like Sister Whitfield, righteous, strong, accountable women of character and purpose, then the overwhelming images of black women are terrible. I'm not trying to make the men any good. Dr. Ben said heaven is between an indigo woman's legs. Well, it certainly didn't help him when he was old and broke. Black Rose, welcome.
Hello, good evening. Bonsoir.
Thank you for showing up. And
Yes.
someone made a comment about black men loving white women. It's true that black men, let me tell you, just where I live in DC, uh, young black guys are literally pressured to worship pussy from about the time they're 7, 8 years old.
Mm.
If you're still a virgin at 12 or 13, people are ready to rape you. Like, well, you just want to be a fag. You're not trying. Get some. I don't care if you can bust the nut yet. Get your piss in there, but screw somebody, literally. And people, in fact, they find out who in here hadn't had no pussy, and the guys are ready to beat
Oh,
you up. What? Why are you trying to be a fag? Well, we'll help you. So,
you know what? You are exactly right. They do that.
the guys are pressured to run after pussy. And I see young boys getting sexualized. Their mother got all their friends touching and kissing on them, telling them how fine and how hot he's gonna be and so forth. And and then these guys come up in this whole culture of pussy and dick worship.
Oh,
And as a result, and if you want to grease that whole pussy 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 culture, well, you've got to have like dick diplomacy. And you learn early on, don't hold women accountable, don't criticize, because women don't like critical comments. Lie and get the pussy at all costs. The same way that they would, I think it's one of the black poets, I think it was Paul Laurence Dunbar. We wear the mask. We wear a mask for white people. We smile. And we wear the mask with PWPs, persons with pussies. And so black men are always faking, because faking and being deceitful and dishonest is necessary in order to get money from white people. Be fake. And in order to get the other legal tender, and it really is tender. I hope it's legal above 17. The other legal tenders are people with pussies. You have to be nice to them and lie. So if you have a whole culture of people just constantly crawling on their chins to get pussy, and then you get someone like Fannie Willis. If you notice, they're giving her awards in all these churches all over Atlanta. I guess, in a sense, in a in a simp world, a woman that buys dick, I guess she does deserve an award. I mean, because that's like affirmative action, that you have women, making it rain on your penis. And when you
oh,
look at that dude with his head, he's got a head shaped like a sea lion.
don't it
He
though?
has a little dent in his head. I knew something was wrong with him. I mean, he looked
Uh-uh.
like someone dropped a barbell on his head when he was a baby. So
Oh,
you're a dude with this jacked up sea lion looking head.
oh my goodness.
and you have this light skinned woman with big hammy thighs, and you know, if she doesn't know how to wear a dress properly, she may not wear drawers.
You
And
know
so
what?
you know,
She needed on a girdle with
well,
that pink dress.
but
Really,
well,
someone should
at
have
least it
told
was
her.
a feminine color. I mean, I have to give that to her. But
Yeah, I love
the
the
fact that
color.
she didn't know how to put a dress on, I have
Mm,
my doubts that she wears drawers to work. She may forget, and or basically for self-service purposes, so you don't have to take those things off. Because you know, if you slip your drawers off and leave them on, you know, the on the chair, someone may come in your office. A dude had to come in and tune her up. So if you don't have drawers, you won't forget to put them back on. Why would you want to wear the drawers after someone just hit it, right? So, and plus, you know, your stuff may need to breathe. Well, anyway, we won't get into that. Let's scratch that. Let's scratch that. But I wouldn't be surprised if Fannie Willis didn't wear drawers to work. Now, sister, this is our conversation because you've lived in Florida and you've lived all over the country. You've been an activist. You were with Yahweh Ben Yahweh, been involved in stuff, worked with unions, lived in Detroit, lived in Texas, lived in Memphis, lived in Miami. Anywhere else you've lived? You've lived in California, haven't you?
no,
But you've been,
Georgia. Oh
huh?
yeah, I've been to California.
So yeah, you
Georgia,
lived in
Mississippi.
Georgia, Florida, Memphis, Tennessee,
Mhm,
Texas,
mhm,
and you've spent a lot of time in Detroit. Where else? You lived in
mhm.
Massachusetts?
No, you know what? No, I haven't been there.
Okay. Now,
Mhm,
here's the topic because
mhm,
you're a black woman, you've got two master's degrees, so you know, you're better educated than most people. I'm going to ask you a question as a
mhm.
wise, a warrior sister.
Okay.
Do these black women like Lori Dykefoot, yes, that's the name, Dykefoot,
No.
or for that matter,
Oh my God.
Fanny Clitus,
Oh my
uh,
goodness. Oh my goodness.
Vicious, Vicious James, Bow Wow Bowser here in DC. Do these
Oh,
women
oh,
represent you as a black woman? Do you feel represented by them, or Sheila Jackson Lee, Henrietta Hippo Jackson Lee? Do you feel represented?
absolutely not. I'm not represented by these women at all.
Do you
Um,
think they're doing a good job?
I think they're doing a terrible job, and they need to just be run out of there. I mean, we're
Mm.
about tired of these people. I was, really, really pleased to see that people finally did not vote Sheila Jackson Lee, and she's running for her seat
And that's
again.
right. You're down in Texas. Now, let me ask you, because I did something really ridiculous and I'm not ashamed. I did some I look, you have to do crazy with black people these days. So I
Mm-hmm.
think you saw my appeal. I don't feel that way, but I'm so concerned. I've asked black people who are color complexion prejudiced, since they already don't like people who are darker, that Sheila Jackson Lee is running against a lighter skinned woman with long hair.
Yep.
Please vote for the red bone. Discriminate based on melanin against Sheila Jackson Lee.
Oh
As much
God.
as I love dark skinned women, this is the one time in my life I've asked people to be colorist. Please discriminate on
uh,
complexion. Please
uh,
discriminate. You have my permission. This one time, just vote for someone lighter than her. Someone with hair that's down to their shoulders that didn't require a hot comb.
oh goodness.
Please vote for the red bone. Vote for someone that is light skinned. Just just pretend she's white. Well,
Yeah.
she's almost there.
Yeah.
And by the way, do you think that light skinned woman's gonna win?
You know what? She might. She just might
She's
win.
raised money. You know what? I'm telling you, if it was just based on erections, I know all the black men will vote for her because you know
Yeah. Hmm.
who Sheila
Well,
Jackson Lee looks
um,
like SpongeBob. Oh my
if she
gosh,
gets
this
the money here,
unattractive woman.
if
Jesus.
she gets some money behind her, yeah, she can definitely,
You
yeah.
know who Sheila Jackson Lee looks like?
Hmm.
Remember that guy? I don't remember the actor. Waiting to Exhale. The guy that, for, in fact, you remember the movie Get on the Bus?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the nigger that they threw off the bus because he kept saying nigger? What's that actor's name?
Yeah.
Hold on. You know what? I can look. What's
Yes.
she looks like him? If you took his little goatee off, if you've seen Shiva Jackson Lee without makeup, and I had the great misfortune
Oh.
to,
Oh. Oh my goodness. I can only imagine. Miss
mm-hmm.
Thing. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. And you know what about Miss Thing down here, Sheila Jackson Lee? Whenever she's invited to something, do you know she's like purposely an hour and a half late every time she comes? I mean, it's like she says, "Oh, I can't get there until an hour and a half after this event starts."
Do you see this thing I'm holding up?
Let me see.
It's called the Call of Booty.
Oh, what call a booty?
Hold on, let me open this back up. This thing shut. Call of Booty, and it has a little seal looking dude with Fanny Clitus.
Oh, Fanny Clips.
Y'all like this? Call of Booty,
Call a booty.
Modern Warfare,
Mm, mm, mm.
Call of Booty.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it should have been. What? How do you call that thing? As big as she is. It should be called Crowd Call of Booty.
Oh my goodness.
You know,
So,
I'm gonna have fun with this. I'm telling everybody.
mhm,
I'm
mhm.
telling everybody. I don't care. I love
Yeah.
who does she look like? Whew, but look at this man with this dent in his head. He looks like a special ed reject. Okay, I'm
Yes.
just trying to talk about him, and if his wife cheated, I'd cheat on someone with the head shaped like that too if I was a woman. Just I
Oh.
mean, can you imagine? In fact, the only time
Mhm.
it could probably like him is when the head is between her legs. She doesn't have to see it directly.
Oh.
Um, yes, I'm messing with him. I'm gonna mess with him. We're gonna have fun tonight.
Squeeze it like a
We
milk dud.
No, that's not like a milk dud. It looks more like a milk bone dog biscuit head, the shape he has.
Uh,
Yes, I do look at the shape of people's heads, and that lets me know. I know that guy had a hard time getting along coming up. So, mm, but anyway, and let me ask you. Forgive me, I went off on topic, but and let me get this guy's name. Hold on, I need to get this gentleman's name that Sheila Jackson Lee looks like. And let me see. I'm gonna go into Google, and it's he was in Waiting to Exhale. I don't remember all of the actors and all. Let me see cast
I think
here.
you're talking about what's his
Wendell
name? William.
Pierce. Sheila Jackson Lee looks like Wendell Pierce
Yeah,
when she
Wendell.
doesn't
That's what I said.
when
I
she
told you
doesn't
Wendell.
have makeup on. Sheila Jackson Lee looks like a crackhead Wendell Pierce. I'm telling you, I've seen. I thought it was a homeless person roaming the halls of Congress. I was going to try to give him some change, and they went into the hearing room.
You start giving some change.
I was, and I don't usually help people, but they look so bad. Lord bless them. Where it says sin abound, grace abound. I was
Yeah.
ready to reach in my pocket as much as I don't like to give money to strangers. I'm gonna give it to you.
Uh-huh.
And she looked at me, and
You
she
gonna
was
give
so embarrassed. And she was in her house slippers and pajamas.
no.
Yes, she was. Damn it, I was
Wait a
there.
minute.
I was there.
Oh Lord, house slippers and pajamas, and she didn't have her makeup on.
No, she didn't have on makeup.
Uh-uh. Maybe
And
she
that's
didn't
why I
get
didn't know who
makeup.
it was. She didn't even have on that legendary hairpiece.
I was just getting ready to say, what about her hair?
That thing is so old. I mean, they're gonna put that thing in the Museum of Natural History.
But you know what? She wearing hair just like Coretta. You know Coretta Scott King. She didn't
Coretta,
have that
look,
same hair.
hold on, don't you do that, because I met Coretta Scott King one time at the
Uh-huh.
Scripture Cathedral Church, and Coretta
Okay.
Scott King, for all she went, she looked good. Coretta Scott
Oh, she
King's
was
hair looked
beautiful.
good, and it was her hair. Coretta
Yeah.
Scott King, whatever you want to say about her, may have been all about the money, but she looked the part of a
Oh, yes, she did.
elder stateswoman. or as I
Mm,
would
yeah.
say, a professional movement black widow.
Oh,
She looked the
definitely.
part. She was a great professional widow. She
I
deserves
just
a
want.
lifetime achievement award of being
Oh,
a great black
yeah.
widow. Now, Shiva Jackson Lee, I'm sorry, looks like she dumpster dived that thing somewhere. She went behind some Korean discount beauty supply place while you stupid
Oh,
black women shop, and they threw some shit out that maybe some rats bit on, and she just put that shit on the back of her hair. Says this looks
oh
ghetto
God.
enough to get support from black women who don't have any standards,
Um,
and they'll just bully their men the same way they made them take the jab. And that's how
yeah.
this happened. Now, I'm sorry, I just had to get Wendell Pierce. That's who
Mm-hmm.
Shiva Jackson Lee looks like. In fact, she
Mm-hmm.
could be his stunt man if he ever
Mm.
goes into action film. Everybody would believe him. Man, I couldn't believe he did that. Anyway, let's keep going. Give me some of your thoughts about that as a black woman. Do do you ever feel shame when you see some of these people? We wonder, we black men wonder, damn it, do y'all sisters see how stupid some of these hoes look?
Absolutely, we say that, and it's disgusting, and you know, it's
And
getting a
stop right
little
there.
better
Who's
traction.
most disgusting to you? If you could give your top five, and maybe there are 10 of them, who are the people that you find most pathetic? And they don't have to just be politicians, they could be in general. Who do you find disgusting? Black Wazzy sister, Wazzy Black Rose out of Memphis and now in Texas.
I'll tell you, I find what's that sexy red girl?
Oh
I
my
find
God.
her
You know,
absolutely
she
disgusting.
looks like a condom ripping commercial. You know, she looks so grungy, she probably has scrub down there that could cut through an aluminum condom. She's just so
Mm,
greasy and dirty. I mean, I'm telling you, I believe if you put her in somebody's drain, it would get rid of all the grease and lard. She's so sleazy.
mm,
She 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 could be a sewer sweep. Go ahead. So sexy red, I can't stand her. She's
can't
despicable.
stand it.
She's disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I saw her, I just says, damn. I mean, she's gonna probably make a whole lot of people reconsider their sexuality if all the women are looking like that. I'm not trying to say, but God, that's what the young men have to look forward to. I mean, shoot, I we need junior passports for young men to have hope that they'll meet ordinary looking women. They'll keep going. So sexy red. How many people out here agree sexy red is someone said trashy red? No,
Oh yeah.
slutty red, disease red, nasty red, vile
Yeah.
red.
Mm,
Um,
vulgar red.
yes,
Mhm.
hell red.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
go ahead, talk to me.
I'm just gonna start with my top people. Her. And I know people may like some of these people, but I just think
We
that
don't
they're
care.
vulgar.
We don't care on
Yeah,
the.
we don't
Hold
care.
on.
We
This
don't
is a
care.
patriarchal channel.
Okay.
We hate feminism. Anything that's feminist, we just against it. Of course, we support rights for women, but
Mm-hmm.
any overreach, the same way I don't support women being replaced in women's sports. I don't support anybody trying to take Title IX protections from women. Anything anything that women are supposed to have, we want women to have. What's
Yeah.
women shouldn't have, we against it. What men shouldn't do to women, we're against that too. And what women shouldn't do to men, shouldn't do to babies, born and unborn, we're against it. Now go ahead, fire off.
Okay. The next one I would have to say is Nicki Minaj.
A
Right now,
tricky Minaj.
yeah, I'm just
Okay,
hitting
and
the she in my top.
my Trinidadian friend is on here. In fact, a lot of my equipment in my studio comes from a fine brother from Trinidad. They're very good people from Trinidad. Nicki Minaj is not one.
No, she's not.
She's she has the decency of a gangbang pap smear.
Oh, gang bang.
That's how I feel.
Somebody said Gabrielle Union.
You
Absolutely.
mean Gabriel? I hope she's really a
Yeah.
woman. Those big broad ass shoulders. She looks like she could throw a football and hit the moon.
Oh my my
What
goodness.
kind of
I just
woman is trying to
not
cut off
like.
another man's boy's penis and consider
Yes,
themselves a good
yes,
mother?
yes,
She's
yes, yes.
nasty. She's
She's
vile.
very
No,
nasty.
no,
She is very
Gabriel. Listen,
nasty.
we're not going to even. She stopped being a black woman when you want to violate this boy. And what kind of
Hmm.
woman can sleep with the man who's got better toenails than she's got? I mean, does she paint dudes' nails?
What she says she does. She
Mm-hmm.
did. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
She paints his
And she
nails.
probably gets some kitty porn too. Mm.
And not only does she paint his nails, she, from the backside, she gives him that, whatever you want to
Oh, so
say.
you mean she does? Remember that scene from Which Way Is Up? And Annie Mae decided to put Richard Price, put a vibrator in Richard Price behind because he wouldn't screw her.
Oh my goodness,
There
I
are,
don't.
this
Which
man,
way is up?
Richard Price movie. You don't remember the woman handcuffed him to the bed and stuck a vibrator and he broke the headboard?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I'd hate to be in their bedroom.
No, I don't remember that one, but yeah, that's a little nasty, little something. And I was very
Keep them
disappointed
coming.
with
It's
the
nasty. Bring them.
general.
Bring them.
Okay, let me see. Let me see. Okay, those are my top ones, and I'll just be can I just generalize real
You
quick?
can, of course, you can generalize. Feminists generalize. So can
Yeah, yeah,
patriarchs.
yeah. So I don't like those that come out of the house with those funny looking fuzzy pajamas.
Hmm.
I can't stand it.
So
I
you
can't
don't like
stand it.
for
I
people to
can't
wear
stand
pajamas.
it. Outside of the house. No,
Hmm.
no.
What do you think
Let me
about
say
women
this.
that don't wear drawers and don't wear belts?
Drawers and belts.
Without belts.
That okay. Listen. Um, you probably should put on some underwear. You don't want anything flying up there between your legs. So I would say put your underwear on and put a girdle on if you need
I don't think everybody needs a girdle. Some people need reinforced concrete to keep the fat rolls in.
it.
Just
Oh my goodness. Stop. Let me see. Now who else? Who else we don't like? Let's see.
be
Let's see.
adventurous. You left out Oprah. Surely you like Oprah.
Oh my goodness. Oprah. Madam Oprah. I don't like her and her little carpet munching friend Gail.
And
I don't
you
like
don't like
either
Gail
of them
King and
together.
Oprah. Okay, what about
Yeah.
Joy Reid? The one that looks like a golden marmoset monkey with her Elvis Presley blonde wig on.
And you know what? I don't know why she keeps putting that blonde wig on. Now somebody needs to tell her best friend is wrong for that. Because she needs to tell her, don't wear that one. Not that one. Yeah, Gail, what's her name? Joy Reid, she looks a hot mess.
Well, she looks like Don Cheadle wants to be um, Jerry Lee Lewis with that damn thing on. It's so sad.
It
It's
is. It's
sad.
sad. No,
God.
I don't
Well,
like
and,
Joy
and,
Reid.
and my heart just sinks, sister. I always say to people, I look at old stuff with black women in it because it was so great watching black
Mm-hmm.
women the way they used to look. Now it's just
Mm-hmm.
damn. I mean, our
Mm-hmm.
all the women have just gone to hell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I hate to say it, but I think about women who I totally do not like that.
You take someone
All of
like
them.
Gladys Knight. She's almost 80 years old. She
Mm-hmm.
sings better and looks better than most of the women out here right now. And almost
Absolutely.
80.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
mean,
looking beautiful.
and Dionne Warwick is in her 80s and looks better than a whole bunch of folks, although she's looking kind of mannish these days. She needs to stop walking on by the makeup people and put some stuff on. Please don't be natural. You don't have to. You've earned the right to put some paint on.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
love this. I love this. Here's the question. And please
What?
ask questions of our guest. Um, the
I don't
question
like
is,
women
what do
that
you
wear
think about
tattoos.
women that wear tattoos on their necks and faces?
I think it's gross, and I think that they're very misguided, and they don't need to do it, and they should refrain from something like that.
Hmm.
And go get those darn tattoos off of your face, because who wants to look at that? Where you? Nobody, no, nobody wants to look at. Now I know this one young man. He's on Instagram and he's very popular. This man have tattoos all over his face. Some people may know him. He's seems like he's this pretty wealthy gentleman. But one thing I do like about him is he always shows his family. So he's a family man. So I can
Hmm.
appreciate that. But and he gives advice to people, money advice. But all those tattoos on his face, I'm like, ooh.
I think it's demonic, and it's
Mm-mm.
and also, what do you think about piercing?
Um, no, I think that people with like the nose piercings and when they start piercing their genitals and all that, ooh, that's a bit
Did
much
you
for
hear
me.
Lizzo? I mean, you're going to need a garden stake to pierce whatever she's got. She says she wants to do a Playboy. I mean, they're going to have a double edition to fit all
No
of her
way.
shit in there.
No,
Okay,
they're gonna have
now
to put it in the centerfold.
I have a question. No, she
Mm-hmm.
couldn't be a centerfold because she'd have to be the whole fold because she wouldn't fit in the middle of anything. She'd be the whole fold, not a center. Lorenza
uh,
Whitfield had a question. She says, Fanny is mature. I am so embarrassed these older women hold themselves so cheap.
mm.
Thoughts?
I can definitely agree with that because I mean you are the district attorney and you running around like this. That to me, it's just like why are you doing this? And then when she came in court, it was just like, oh my goodness,
Hmm.
look at this woman here.
And you know that she hasn't fixed her hair. She looked like they did a quickie on the elevator before she came to court. The hair all over the place. You know, I've seen homeless women with better dues than what she had. Now the whole world's watching you. And that's probably why her dress is turned around. They were probably doing it before she came in and forgot to put it on the right way.
And
You
forgot to
know,
put it on the right way.
got some sloppy
Or she
seconds
walked
in
in there with
before
her
coming to court. Mm.
a little hot something something. No, we don't like Jamil Hill either. Sick of her. Oh my goodness, definitely don't like her. She's always throwing black under the bus. She's a hater. I don't like anyone. I'll say this: I don't like any woman that's against the Godfather Kevin Samuels,
Hmm.
because if you're against him, and all he did was try to help people with relationships. He truly did. He inspired me.
Hmm.
He put a mirror in my face, and I had to look at some of the things that I was doing and say, "Ooh,
Hmm.
girl,
Mark
you know
Jones put a comment.
who?"
Your thoughts on that?
Okay.
Mark Jones asked or said, "Black people need to organize instead of sexualize." What do you say to that?
Oh, definitely, because Dr. Francis Chris Welsing said that until we can unite and do better, I'm kind of paraphrasing. She said we need to stop having sex
Hmm.
and focus on getting ourselves together and fighting what she used to call white supremacy.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
yeah, I
Hmm.
think we should organize and get ourselves together. You know,
Hmm.
a lot of times people do things backwards. They meet somebody in the club, then they go home and have sex with them, and the woman ends up pregnant, and then she realizes, oh, I can't stand him, or he realizes I can't stand him. Of
Hmm.
course, you just met this person and you had sex with him. You don't know their middle name,
And
don't really know anything about them, and you taking strangers home. Oh, and then they move them in the house too, and then let them take care of the children while they get up and I don't know, maybe
the
go to
kids
work
get
or
molested.
whatever.
Now, I've got a
Yeah.
serious question to ask you, but did you see
Okay.
the list of the top 10 cities with STDs in the country? I know I shared that with many people. And
Was Texas on the list? Because they keep some STDs down here.
They had Memphis. They had a lot of cities and cities that
Uh-huh.
had significant numbers of Black Americans in it, which really says,
Uh-huh.
"Wow." When I hear about, what do you think? You think it's a good thing for women to have body counts? Is that Black girl magic or woman's empowerment for women to have uh, a big body count for them to have slept with a bunch of people? And the second
Absolutely not.
and the second
No.
question from
Uh-huh.
PAC, what do you
Uh-huh.
think about Michael Obama, or as I would say, Manchelle Faga? What do you think about Michelle Obama? What is she to you?
She's not inspiring. She's not.
Well, I
Um,
mean, okay, go deeper. I mean, would you vote for her if she
oh
puts?
hell no.
Well, why
Hell
wouldn't you vote for Michelle Obama? Isn't she the symbol of Black female sophistication and grace? So after all, she was the at least on paper, the first lady for 8 years. Could have been the second dude, but we'll work with that.
no. No, I'm not a fan of Michelle Obama at all. Michelle Obama to me is a fake person. And I'm being nice with that. But no, that no, her and Barack, I can't stand neither one of them, really.
Mm,
And I hate that I worked on his campaign.
hmm
I've told you that before.
And someone
But
asked, I don't know if it's a stupid question or not, but they asked, what do you think about slavery? My response is, try it, you'll like it. Let me
mm,
hide him on the channel. Try it, you'll like it. That's my
try, try.
response, right? If someone wants to be racist, good.
Mm,
We we're not really interested in foolishness. So let me see. Uh,
no,
and
it is
now hold
not
on, hold
good
on,
to
hold on,
have
hold
a
on. Now
body
here's a
count.
comment from Bruce.
Okay.
He's saying that Michelle Obama is a man, and somebody wants a shout out. Rusty 2013. I shout out to you. A shout out to everybody. Shout out to Dude. Shout out to Lil Campbell. Shout out to Gabe can play guitar. Shout out to Butter Coops. A shout out to anybody that wants it. I don't mind shouting people out. In
Mm,
fact, let me just go through this and just say hi to everybody. Lena Pinkerston, hi. EA, hi. Daniel Souza, hi, bro. Commander Echo, hello. Not fake woke. Thank you for your comment. These 304 tramps only represent their own bank accounts. I agree with you. And
mm.
they are trying to run us into the ground. He also said if Trump don't win, we're in real trouble. I agree. Biden ain't shit. Look, I prefer Trump over Biden any day. I don't care if I lose friends. I'm Trump all the way. I don't care. I don't care if you don't talk to me anymore. I don't care if you don't respect me. I'm a
Uh-huh.
Trump supporter. I voted for Trump 3 times. I wish I could have stolen the election for him. Okay. I mean, I was there on January 6th at not inside the Capitol, but nearby.
Yeah, you were because you filmed.
I filmed being at, I mean, and it's a lie. And some of those people should not be locked up. They put those people in there. It's a mixture. We've been lied to about what happened. Some people in the wrong, but a lot of people were steered the wrong way. It's all a
Uh,
conspiracy against the republic. The election was stolen. They've used black people stupidly for the last 4 years. And y'all need to understand that the Boule, the black secret societies, the Prince Hall Mason people have been part of a conspiracy to steal the election
uh-huh.
from the Trump people. It's interesting that these black people can work with element of white power to steal the election from the majority of the people, but can't get us reparations, can't get an anti-crime bill, can't get anything that we want. It shows that it's a lie. It shows that there are people in positions that could do stuff and they will not do it. A day late, a dollar short. You're right. Black men are, many of them are obsessed with white women. This person says, tell me more about the white public mind. I don't know. I think white folk want to be secure like anybody else, and they're not secure. This country's going to hell. I love your message, Doctor Short. Kamala Wright, thank you. Um, Someone says, "Don't lie. You like white women." If I were into white women at the age of 59, you'd see me with one. Let me hide you from the channel. I'm not a liar. I've always been honest about white women. If I wanted one, I could get that. Um, Let me see. I can't play any songs. I can't do that. Did I read the Malcolm X book?
You
Which
can't
one?
play any song.
I've read all kinds of them. This person's asking a question about Palestine. We not doing Palestine. Palestinians have a whole Arab world. They have a whole Arab world to advocate for them. Why was it black South Africans who had to speak up? Why not the Saudis? Why not the Syrians? Why not the
Yeah.
Lebanese?
Mm-hmm.
Why not Iran to initiate it? Why not Yemen? Why not the United Arab Emirates? Why not Qatar? Why not Iraq? Why not Turkey? Why not Egypt? Why not Pakistan? Why not Indonesia? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Why not? So, not to diminish the anybody's suffering, but who's going to sacrifice for Black American sister? Who do you think would come to our aid if we had a problem? Do you know of anybody?
Hmm. Cuba, perhaps.
Um,
Just
HM,
based on history, but no, I don't know. Castro's not there anymore.
happy birthday to you, HM, in India. Tell me what city you're in. What y'all angry about? Whoever this person is, I'll ignore that. Mark Jones, of course, brother. How you doing?
Yeah,
Blaylock,
Karen Bass
we
does
don't
not.
we don't
Nope,
have any love for her.
not at
If
all.
this person likes Jesus, I agree. You look like Granddad from Boondocks. I like that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I like Shaka Khan. It's good to see you, Arton and the Sty. And let me see. Uh, I think we're okay. So I think we've gotten to some of this. Um, what is this person? Scream chicken nuggets and I'll subscribe. Why do I have to say chicken nuggets? That's stupid. That's stupid.
Mm,
God, I need to time these people out. If y'all do stupid stuff, I'll time you out.
yeah. I
Uh,
know some of
French
those
Bulldog
comments.
Man, shout out to you. And Mr. Woolrich, shout out to you. Again, what do you think about George and Jonathan Jackson? And I think you know about them.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, let's add a person to the mix. What's your thoughts on what's her name? Angela Davis.
Traitor, traitor. That's what I think about her. Agent. That's the first.
MFM to Negro Hotep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She. Angela Davis. Um, she's a traitor. Another carpet muncher, and yeah, I believe she
And
was an agent
she's the
of
one
the.
that got Jonathan and George Jackson
Yeah. Uh-huh.
killed with
Uh-huh.
traceable weapons. Uh,
Yeah.
your thoughts on Melvin Mosby? That's from Brother Judah in Baltimore.
My
That
thoughts on
that
her.
prosecutor that let all the people off for
Yep.
the
Yep. Mm-hmm. And with Freddie
and you
Gates.
heard she got busted, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What's your
Yep.
thoughts on that?
Which which we knew that would happen. Once she crossed the police officers, baby, you know what? She's coming out good. Luckily, she didn't have an accident
Mm-hmm.
and die.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
how that happens. So, she's coming out good, just being prosecuted.
Okay.
And yeah, those are my thoughts on her.
Hi, Crystal
Um,
Gutierrez and press
I was
heart if you love
never enamored
Jesus.
with her.
Yeah,
So,
I never was. No, I love Jesus, but I don't know how to press that. Let me see. I don't know who this is. If it's too goofy, I give people time out. I give them 24
yes,
hours.
definitely. That's one reason why I love my gut. Not love. I can
Hello, Kenny.
appreciate Governor Abbott.
Yes.
Okay,
Hmm.
because look, we we are tired of these illegals. I mean, you can't even drive down the street with them. They darn near run over you, and it's unsafe.
Hmm.
We're tired of them.
Hmm.
They're
And in
everywhere.
fact, what do you think? Well, let's do something. You're a black woman, right? Aren't you a Democrat? Aren't you a registered Democrat? And you're the backbone of the Democratic Party. Shouldn't all black women give Biden and Kamala another chance? After all, Kamala Harris could be that first black or woman of color as president. You see how Biden's declining. Black women could have a taste of the power, in the words of that Black Panther broad, Elaine Brown. That was the name of her book, Taste of the Power. I'm wondering if she's talking about the Panthers or the white men she was with. And I want to stop and say this commercial. On behalf of the Angry Black Men's Book Club, I want to thank you, Brother Judah in Baltimore, sending me a donation. Everybody out here, support the channel. And we're going to be working to tighten up this Wazzy show. We've had them. It all depends. Stuff's going on, cold weather, but we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. I want to thank anybody else that wants to do something. Do what you can. You're gonna be seeing a lot more. I want to let everybody know that's watching that we're gonna do a follow up to God's message to Black America or Black Americans tomorrow, and it's good. The topic is why blacks hate Jesus and why the black Boule killed Jesus. We're going to be talking about the historic betrayal that black people have had since time immemorial of no good, anti-God leadership, which is why we're in the mess that we're in today. Um, Again, thank you, Brother Judah, for sending a contribution. Um, Fizzy says, son, none angry about you, fam. Calm, cool, and collect. Yes, I'm not mad at people. I feel nothing but love for this sister here. You are so good to me. One of my greatest supporters. When you do find a Wazi, a good, righteous black woman like Sister Miriam, like Sister Star, like Sister Eve, Sister Mariam, who just took me all around Gary, not Gary, but around East St. Louis, where we had duck fried rice. It
Oh,
was so wonderful for her, for all the different people. I know some righteous sisters all throughout this time. Since, let me see, Star Thompson, Lorenza Whitfield, all these righteous sisters out here. And the person, I'm calm, cool, and collected because I'm not motivated by hate.
right on.
A lot of folks hate other people. I know folks, so I don't claim, I only claim my black ancestry. I claim whatever is mine. So I don't get mad at people. When someone comes and tries to be racist, I'm a realist. I've done a tracing of my ancestry. Some of these people on here, a lot of American people, 1 in 7 people who call themselves white in America aren't even white people.
1 in 7.
1 in 7, about 15%. Um, this is off topic. The person asking, tell me a white celebrity you have a lot of respect for. Ah, you need time out. We're not talking about white people. Nobody. Isn't that amazing how people are? I mean, I'm not insulting. Are we talking bad about white folk here? I don't think so. That shows you how sick these people are. When black people have a conversation, they have to find some way to make it against them because they hate our guts. That's how sick the white folks are. Every They're so full of hate, right?
Yeah,
They're
that's
so full of
that's a big
hate.
paranoia. Hmm.
They're so full of hate until they can't they can't process the world. But you know what? What would happen? Everybody listening, imagine if with this group that calls itself white being maybe imagine if Um, you imagine if, and I'm just keep taking them out. Uh, Imagine if the people who had all this hatred, right? What if all these years of people just hating people over what they looked like, right? Hi, Caden, I'm shouting you out. Um, Imagine if the people who've had all this hate for other people were to suddenly find themselves hated without a cause based on what they looked like by other people. I don't think people understand what if that were in the future. I don't advocate that because I know what it's like to be hated. But to everybody listening, what if the world suddenly switched up? What if people suddenly said, we're tired of all of our resources being taken and being bullied, and we want to hate the same way we've been hated and ripped off? You know, that will be a very scary place to be. And I can look at you based on the lightness of your skin versus it, and know what, have an idea at least of what I'm looking at, and I attack you for how you were born, which would be ugly, having experienced it. I will assure everybody listening that the vast majority of people who buy into light skin makes you better, light skin makes you higher than other people who've been on the benefiting side of the last 500 years of human history would not like to be where we are. And what if it suddenly shifted? And is it shifting when teeny tiny Yemen can bomb American, British, French, and Israeli ships in the Red Sea and not care? Oh, look at that. I thank you. I know where you're going to put that banana. God bless you. I hope you don't have AIDS. Bye. I'm not worried. I have seen. Hey, Nikki, how you? I can deal with whoever. I'm used to that. Lupe Chavez, thank you. Um, but I'm just saying. Imagine if all of a sudden it happens down where you are in Texas. Have you noticed that when certain people and the Latinos take over an area, they drive the Anglos out, regardless of whether they're black or white? Even if they identify as white, they don't
Mhm.
like white Anglos as much as they like one another. I know you've
Yes.
noticed that.
Yes.
Okay, do you realize that with all of this broken borders and people wanting all these immigrants here to replace black people, they've built up these other groups that don't like any of us who've been in America a long time.
Yep.
And they don't like they bring the fentanyl to kill off people. They don't like anybody.
Hmm. They don't like themselves.
Hi, Norma. Blessings to everybody. Um, so I'm not here preaching hate for anybody because, I mean,
Absolutely not.
hate is really dangerous. And if you
It
get a
brings
lot of hate
love.
out here, it's the way that hate works is it's never satisfying. So you'll hate black today, you'll hate brown tomorrow, you'll hate yellow and red, and it'll get around to white. And with all the guns in this country, and all the alcohol and drugs in this country, this place could become a hellhole. It could happen here. For a lot of
Yes.
people who think that any society can have a viral load of extreme hatred and intolerance,
Hmm.
that won't explode, whether it's the school shootings or everything else, this could get really, really horrible. And a lot of people, I know people, they read the Turner Diaries and all these books that glorify the day that white people are going to go and hang all the black folks and punish them and so forth. And I'm not saying anyone's going to help us, but I'm looking at this younger group of X's and Z's who will rob and carjack practically anywhere. And by destroying the family and messing up all the black institutions and gutting all that. They've created a generation of people that aren't afraid to die and even more aren't afraid to kill. What are they going to do if these people suddenly feel like saying, hey, I want to hate too? I want to hurt too. And violence isn't just a privilege for one group of people, but I want that privilege too. Like the folks that were shooting in Kansas City, which is disgusting. They shot 22 people over a little beef. Someone was looking at someone and all those folks got shot. What if you made people that careless about human life feel like fighting?
Do you think that there's been an increase in killings and crime over the past couple of
Yeah,
years,
I
or
don't I don't know how much, but I will say this to you that any is too much and no society
yeah,
should want lots of carjacking and violence and all this other kind of stuff. We should want some peace.
yeah,
And in fact, this is kind of crazy. Now, look, I'm going to I love filtering out problematic people.
mm-hmm,
And for, let me see, Christian Highly, bro, I'm tired of social studies. Well, you should highly, you in Ethiopia need social science studies because you guys are butchering each other. You
mm-hmm,
guys need some, so you need that. It's lacking. So for
mm-hmm,
all of that hubris that you have, what, a million
okay,
dead Ethiopians? No, you need social studies. You need social graces. Got a long civilization, but not a lot of tolerance to go with it. I'll give you some time out to think about. You come back another day when
oh my goodness,
when you use your brain.
yeah,
Okay, now here's some questions.
okay, let's go.
What are your thoughts on George Floyd?
Oh boy, oh boy,
Hi,
well,
Porter Sanders. My religion, I'm a Christian, of course. I'm a Jesus Negro.
mm-hmm.
Um, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What do you think about him?
George Floyd.
Mm-hmm. Oh my.
You
I
know
Go
that
ahead.
whole deal. Now I'm just very suspicious of it all.
Hmm.
Um, it's almost like it was staged.
You feel like it was staged. Okay. Did you see that documentary where they had pictures where he had the drugs in his mouth, so you could see that the dude had swallowed the drugs?
No, but I do know.
I'm gonna get you that documentary. Look,
Okay.
first and foremost, I don't want anybody to die and police custody or otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
But Floyd George is not my George Washington. Floyd George is not my Nat Turner. He's not my Malcolm X. Floyd George was a career criminal and drug dealer who was hiding evidence, and he happened to get busted trying to pass off to Palestinian gangsters bad money. And a man who he was fighting over a white woman with happened to be the person that got called when they put him out. And all of it was horrible, but the combination of him swallowing his own drugs and everything else played
Yeah.
into this man dying. When I think
Mm,
about Floyd George being a porn star, having sex with young women that didn't look like they were legal, when I think about the fact that he put a gun to the belly of a woman who was carrying his child, that he was a
yeah.
career criminal, a career drug dealer, he wasn't contributing anything substantive to anybody, not to blacks. I mean, you're dealing in pain, you're dealing in crime, you're dealing in deviance. Okay, you
Mm-hmm.
you you. I'm a person that believes in the Bible. The Bible says. Uh, the soul that sins shall die, but it also says the wages of sin is death.
Yeah.
Okay. But of course, way of God is life and peace, right? You
Mm,
didn't choose God. You chose sin. You
mm,
chose that. I don't want people to put their knee on anybody's neck. I also
mm.
don't want people pushing dope on our babies. I don't want men making pedophile pornos where our young women are used. He's a part of that. I have real concerns about men that are violent against pregnant women. He had a long record and it caught up. Brother Janko had a joke, and I love this. Brother Janko said Angela Davis has a strap on called Excalibur. Uh,
Oh boy.
my favorite joke, Janko, is that Angela Davis went from wearing a bush to eating one.
Okay. Mm.
That's my favorite joke.
Oh
Angela
my goodness.
Davis is a commie and a feminist commie. She's no good. Um, oh wow.
You're no good. You're no good.
And
You're
look
no
at
good.
and look, Janko
You're
says
no
Dwayne Wade
good.
does burpees on traffic cones. Um, I think Janko he could probably stack them up and take them all on. But that's another discussion. Let me
Mhm.
see. I want you to share some ideas. You're a woman. You've been around. What would you want Black women to do this election year? Take a few seconds. I'm gonna step away for a second, but I want you to just give some thoughts on, as a woman that's been active and involved in the community and in politics and in education, share some ideas about what could be done. Share some of what you've done to make a difference, whether it's farming, whether it's taking care of animals, whether it's taking care of children, whether it's being an advocate through unions for improved schools. Talk a little bit. We need to hear from Black women like you that are grassroots that do good things, not stupid, goofy, stuck on done shit things. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Take a
Yeah.
few minutes, please.
Okay. Okay.
And introduce
Well,
yourself all over again.
yeah. As far as voting this year, I just want to say this. Think about this, guys. Every time it's an election, what do they always say? This is the most important election. It's like, come on. We're tired of that. Um, I just want people to research the candidates. And I must have, I think Brother Short said that I'm a Democrat. I am not. I am a registered Republican and have been so since Trump. Since Trump's election, I voted for Trump. I will vote for him again. I will not vote for Biden. Um, we knew that Hillary was not going to win. I actually was working in Ohio at the time in Cleveland, working on the election. And let me tell you, and I told Brother Short back then, I said, look, here in Cleveland, all you see are Trump signs. She will not win. She will not win. Sure enough, she didn't win. Because, Ohio, Pennsylvania, they make the difference, California. But one thing I have noticed is that a lot of these people, they'll stand around and say, oh, uh, Trump's racist and he's horrible. Let me say two things, actually. First of all, I never heard Trump say anything bad about black people, black Americans. Now, he said that there's some bad hombres. Well, hell, they are. Shit, they're breaking the law just by coming over here. So they are hombres. And another thing, let me just say something. Y'all gotta bear with me because my mind races and I think of a lot of different things. Um, we're not running to other countries. When we were being lynched in 1892 and beyond and thereafter, and still being lynched, you don't see us running nowhere. Are we running to Italy, uh, begging for asylum? Are we even running to South Africa or Ghana begging for asylum? No. We stayed here and fought this beast and still fighting. Okay. Um, Sure, sure. We had people like James Baldwin and Josephine Baker that left the country. Of course, of course. But for the majority, we stayed and we fought and are still fighting. So that's what I think about the illegals. I don't want them over here. If you want to come the right way, then it's fine.
Wait. You don't support the illegals, but isn't there intersectionality and you're a woman of color and you're going to work with the illegal women. They're your sisters. They're women of color just like you, right?
I'm not a woman of color. I am a black American.
What do you mean you're not a woman of color?
I am black American. I am black American, not a woman of color. Because if that's the case, you lumping me in with some other people.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
still
but don't we
different.
want unity and Pan Africanism?
I'm gonna be a little vulnerable, everybody. Okay, just forgive me because I'm just making a point. In the words of Tupac, fuck peace and the police. Okay? So no, I don't want a goddamn unity with them. No. Why? Why would we want unity? Anybody that want look, we need to unite our damn selves. Black women need to unite before we go and uniting with other folks. We see what happened when black women united with our counterparts with this feminist crap. It got us nowhere. But you know what, Randy? Let me say this.
Well,
In
hold
my
on.
home,
Talk a little bit about feminism. Um, isn't feminism good for women? I mean, I think feminism is satanic. I hate feminism. I wish it could all be destroyed. But I'm a man, so maybe it's just sexism or patriarchalism, of which I'm proud. But you're a woman. I mean, you need feminism. Aren't men don't really matter. You don't need a man, right? I mean, that's what they're saying. What do you think about what feminism is saying?
no, we look. Listen, I love men. I
You,
absolutely
are you
love
sure you
men.
love men? Or do you just need a man for money? I mean, come on, men stink. Men have poop stains in their drawers.
Well, you know what? I will wash them and I'll show him how to clean themselves
Men
up.
have erectile dysfunction. They don't always have a lot of money.
But we're gonna go get some Viagra for that, and we can work on building up our bank accounts. Okay, that there's plenty of ways to make money now. So I love black men. I love black men so much. I wouldn't mind having two. Okay, um, I think that the men are absolutely. Oh my goodness! My heart is starting to flutter just thinking about how much I love black men. So no, I'm not with the feminist crap. Never have been with it. And people that are with it, usually they're just a joke, and they've been, some of them may have been wronged by someone they
Yeah,
have a
well, someone
relationship
that
with. So,
happens. So you
and,
don't
and
agree?
you know
Hold
what?
on,
I don't
hold
want
on,
to make
hold
it
on,
sound
hold on,
like.
hold on. So you're
Mm-hmm,
telling me that
mm-hmm.
as a woman, you don't think that if a woman has been done wrong, that she doesn't have the right to be angry with all men collectively and punish all men.
Absolutely not.
So a woman doesn't. So if she gets hurt, it's not all men's fault. It's that
No,
individual man.
no, no. And you know what? Let me say this. A lot of times, a woman needs to see what's going on with her. Do some inner work, or some people I think they call it shadow work. Look at yourself because a lot of times with women, we the problem. We the damn problem. And I'm not saying
But
that we're
have you
not
ever been
men.
told by women that that you're what's it, a pick me, or that you're weak, or that you're betraying women with these ideas? Here's someone that doesn't love black men. Okay, well, great. Um,
No one cares.
no,
Not
no one
what you
cares, so
think.
they don't need to be on the channel. Oh,
Sure
let me see
don't.
who's on here.
Exit
Okay.
stage left.
Oh my, that's
Exit
fine.
stage left.
Yeah, we just pick them
Because
out.
this is a loving black man channel. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yes, we just pick off the ignorant people. It's
Mm-hmm.
fine.
Uh,
We're not worried. We
never
came
be
up with
a.
racism. We're
I can
so
never
used
be
to,
a feminist.
but you know
Uh,
what? I'm telling you, a day will
what?
come when these people who put all this hate out there will be on the receiving end. I already see it. I already see
Uh-huh.
it. I already see it. I already see it. I see that with. Did you hear about the policeman in Minnesota that was killed by the illegal? And the illegal is getting the illegal is getting this illegal who killed a policeman. This illegal that killed a policeman. This illegal that killed a policeman is they're saying his inability to speak Spanish was a disability, and that excuses his killing a policeman. Are you understanding me?
You
This
have
man,
to be kidding me.
no, this man murdered a law enforcement officer, but he's an illegal, and they're going to let him. And it was a white policeman. It's a white policeman killed by an illegal, and they are saying that
Because
didn't speak English. It was a disability, and that's why he had he's not going to be punished for killing a law enforcement officer.
well, I'll be damned. These people make up their own laws. Well, let me say this though. Well, what do you think? Why is that, Randy? Because you know the ones that attacked the police officers. Where was that in New York? And you know they were released. Why do you think that this is happening? Because of course, you know, if it had been one of us here, we could be selling loose cigarettes like Eric Garner. They're gonna damn choke us out.
Well, look, I'm just going to say something to you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that what we're dealing with now is something very, 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 very strange. And
Okay.
I think that there are people who are the real powerful people,
Mm.
no longer like any Americans, regardless of what they look like. They want people with a lower living standard that they can pay
Uh-huh.
practically anything they can charge, anything that they can charge. They want to pay people practically nothing.
Nothing. Mm-hmm.
And they want to get rid of all the people that expect pensions and wages, and they're going to create
Mm-hmm.
and make this a third world country. And the real enemies of this plan are not black people that they're arraying people against, but it's the white majority or the white people who've had a greater degree of opportunity and access. They're bringing these people in to take out Americans in general.
Yeah.
And so, what I see happening anytime I see people beat a New York policeman and not get penalized, black kids would have all been shot for, even had the police attacked people randomly and that fought back would have been killed.
They would have been killed
Meaning
on
that
the
they
spot.
are giving a sanction to these new people to come in and kill white Americans. And this is what I'm trying to say about all the people putting up the hate on here. The problem that they don't understand is the day in which they had impunity to attack and hurt people, it's over. And now they've literally brought in, they no longer need them as partners in this
Mm-hmm.
imperial game. And now it is the white majority that will be targeted for Wall, white Wall Streets and other things. People are going to start attacking. And they will look the other way. As long as they're the billionaire overclass, they can just move to another country and still make their money. They don't care, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? So, in reality, the American nation is under attack. The canary in the coal mine is what happens to the Black American community, but ultimately,
Mm-hmm.
what happens to us gets done to everybody else. And so while people thought it was good when it happened to us, what goes around comes around. And I'll just bring this because, we've got just a few more minutes. We're going to stop about 12. I want to say this, sister. The same way that they pushed abortion and all that on black women and done all these other kind of things and this, that, and the other. Remember all the women that were pressured to take medication that caused them to spontaneously abort? And that's a lot of white babies that died. Nobody black did it. This is top down. They don't value any human life. None. None. And so I believe these people being set up for fall. And you pit people against each other with the hope that you have people mad at each other, and then you destroy them. And I love these people out here who don't give their real names. And I don't mind. In fact, eating chicken is good, and I don't really mind.
Did somebody say this? I don't see that.
It's okay because it's on another place. It's all right.
Oh, okay.
I don't really worry about that. Stephen, there are a lot of books that I can make a reference to, but I'll tell you a very simple one. For all the people that this isn't even a book that's for Black History Month. A very good book, One Nation Under Blackmail. It's a wonderful
Wow.
book to get. You should really read about One Nation Under Blackmail
Let
and
me hold
talks.
up. You mentioned George Jackson. Oh, let me
Yeah,
put it
Soledad brother.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm. And so,
Let's
yeah.
see.
Hmm. And
Okay.
someone asked me, was I white? It depends.
Okay. I think this is a great one by
Yeah,
George.
yeah,
Oh God,
yeah,
what was his
yeah.
name?
These people are
We used to always
interesting.
talk about that one.
It's
That's like a
okay.
classic.
I,
That's a
I
classic. Oh,
Soledad
definitely a
brother.
classic.
Yes,
John
yes,
Henry
yes.
Clark, and since somebody said something about
Audiobooks are
Larry Freeman.
wonderful.
Okay,
Go ahead.
that
What's your
one.
book? And we're gonna go
Uh,
back to reading. I'm hoping to start reading on Sunday.
I do
Slavery's
want to
Mastery.
promote.
That's my book.
By who is that by, guys? Let me see. Let me
That's
put
by
that.
me.
What does that name say? So not only does he read,
Someone
he
asked
likes
me,
to
do I support? I support Trump.
I
Huh.
support Trump
We
as
support
well.
Trump. Trump.
I
Trump. Trump.
support Trump,
Trump.
and I
Trump.
support my governor, Greg
Trump.
Abbott. You got darn right I do.
Trump. We need our borders fixed. I liked getting gas. I liked affordable gas, affordable food. All these wars, all this insanity with Biden.
Mm.
I'm for Trump.
Oh my God.
I'm for Trump. I'm for Trump. I don't care who doesn't like it. Trump was a great president. They did everything to make him fail. They did everything to prevent him from making this country strong. He was a good president, not perfect, but a good one. He's a great president. I don't care what anybody says.
I
It's
don't
a
know.
lie that all black people hate Trump.
That's a big lie.
It's a lie. A lot of us like
Mhm.
Trump. Trump was great.
Yes, we do.
Trump
Yes,
isn't
we
a
do.
racist.
No.
Trump is cool. When I was a student in school, everybody had the Art of the Deal book. Donald Trump was huge. It's a lie that we hate Donald Trump. This is what these liberal communists,
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
degenerate, evil people want, a race war in this country.
Well,
And
listen,
sadly, hold on, there are a lot of stupid, stupid white folks who allow another group of white people with very small hats who
Uh-oh.
control the media.
Mm.
Okay, you hello to you, Gagerton. Goodbye. Be blessed. Who asked? I don't care. Someone asked. I like Trump. Look, there are people, I'm gonna just say it. Some of the people that don't like Trump are GCP. The GCP are the people that are attacking Trump. Okay. The GCP, there are people who hate Trump. You see it over and over and over again. It's one of the ethnic groups, and it's not blacks that keep attacking Trump. Start looking at the names and the people, and you'll figure it out. There's a conspiracy against Trump by a specific group of people that are white.
Mm-hmm.
It's not black people. And they keep telling people that it's black people that are against Trump. And it's another group of people who are white who are manipulating the media, telling people what we think without anybody asking us. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just telling you. So no, we Trump wasn't perfect, but Trump was much better than Biden. At least he can get up and
Yeah.
down a flight of stairs. At least he doesn't have a dog attacking, dogs
Oh
hurting
my
and
gosh.
attacking all of the staff. That dog that his dog's called Commander should be called Rabies. Bit the
Jeez.
hell out of all of the staff working at the White House.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
no,
But,
God bless America. I don't anybody that hates America, black, you stupid. This is your home. If America
I
goes
sure am,
down,
and I'm
if the
not running
grid
from
goes
it.
down, where are you gonna go? You won't be able to get to Africa, fool. And if you've been to Africa, all the people I know in Africa, I get calls all day long for people trying to get to America. I got a call today from Arizona from someone from Africa that I know that just got over here because they couldn't take it anymore in Uganda. The people in Africa, if they don't have money, and that's the majority, want to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
America's our home.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump kept America safe, and they did everything. And it's no good black Democrats who are in the Boule who didn't even
Mm-hmm.
want Donald Trump to give money to build up black businesses. And these
Jersey.
same crooked black people have gotten money from Biden and have starved the black community, and they've blamed white people for what crooked elite blacks have stolen.
Mm.
Donald
Yeah.
Trump did help black people. Donald Trump was a great president. Donald Trump is my president. You notice I just say Biden. You never hear me say president. I refuse to accept that this degenerate man with his Alice Cooper looking wife.
Joe Biden.
I mean, he can't even get up a flight of stairs. He can't string a sentence together.
Hell,
He's
he held himself
inappropriate
for
with
years.
children.
What do you expect
I
him to
mean,
do?
this is awful. They attacked Donald Trump over his relations with women when he's out of office and ignored Biden sexually groping a black kid at a school a mile from my house. That's not news. Sniffing on
Listen,
people, groping people.
I,
His
I
son is a
witnessed.
crook. His
I
son is a
witnessed that.
deviant. His brother, they're crooks. The Bidens are racist crooks.
All
Everything
the
bad
time.
that they say about Trump is a lie, and everything they say bad about Trump is true about Biden. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if you're black and you don't like me. Never. Trump was a much better president than Biden in every way. I don't care. He was funny. Whether you like him or not, he says what he means. Yes, his son's Jewish, his son in law, and his son in law betrayed him. And his son in law said he would not work with him or for him if he got reelected. His son in law is friends to Bibi Netanyahu. Okay, that these people care about Israel. They don't care about America. They only care about their group, and that's part of the issue. Biden needs to go.
He needs to go. Can I say something about
And
Trump?
yet, nobody's asked us, my friend, what's your name? Uh, they don't talk to black people. Forgive me, I hate Joe Biden. I shouldn't,
Joe
but I
Biden.
don't like him. I've never liked him. He's awful. He's the equivalent of Adolf Hitler to black people with mass incarceration. Donald Trump never did that to us. Donald
Nope.
Trump freed people that Biden had made prison slaves. Donald Trump freed, only person who freed more black people than Donald Trump is Abraham Lincoln. I mean, forgive me, I get angry when I think about this. Donald Trump is a great president. Stop listening, forgive me, to the Jewish mainstream media that tries to tell you what we think. Those same people own the so called black leadership that you see on television. Those folks hate people like me, and we don't like them. White America's been lied to because they want a war between the black masses and the white masses, and we're the only people that have to find a way to work together, or this country's gone. We'll be like Germany, worse than Germany. It's terrible what's happening. It's terrible. Nobody, why is the border open? The man's name is Mallorca, and it's really dirty because everybody thinks he's Latino. He's Jewish. I'm sorry. He's part of a group that's for all this over 12 million people in this country. The lady that was supposed to be a guest on our show tonight, her child is sick. She's caught something from one of these illegals that touched her in school and got a growth on her neck. She don't know if her daughter's going to live. These people come into school with diseases. They
Yeah.
force everybody to get shots here, and yet none for these people. They've got mass killers, serial killers, rapists, people with STDs. And don't ask us about OFAGA. I don't like Obama, and most of the people that follow me, we don't like Obama. Obama, next to Biden, is the worst thing that ever happened to black people. And we don't like Kamala Harris. She's a whore. Uh, Basically, according to my source, used to give blowjobs in the basement of City Hall in San Francisco. Um, Stop listening to mainstream media. They keep they shadow ban my channel. Those of us that are for real, you're never allowed to hear what we think because they want a conflict. They want a war. Let's go back 100 years before the Declaration of Independence in this country in 1776 was Bacon's Rebellion, where blacks, Indians, whites, and everybody mixed in between got tired of the 1%. They're afraid. Anytime you talk about people working together, Martin Luther King and the Poor People's Campaign, poor whites, poor blacks, all of us
Yeah.
who've made this country getting our share.
Uh-huh.
I'm not talking about socialism, but an honest day's wage for an honest
Yeah.
day's work. Not everything outsourced to these damn Chinese and everybody else. This is
Uh-huh.
outrageous.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
And the most outrageous thing to me is to see black folks on television talking all this trash,
What
attacking
kind of
ordinary
trash?
white people when they're on the side of the globalists that have deindustrialized this country. I mean, so they're crooked, wicked, Luciferian blacks with Luciferian whites with Luciferian GCP, which stands for God Chosen People. Read between the lines. There is a conspiracy against us, whether it's this damn mandated medicine, whether it's all these food factories and farms, mass killing of chickens, cattle, food
Yeah.
processing plants, fluoride in the water. All of these things are
Uh-huh.
being done all at one time to all of us. And they
Every
got
single
us
one.
looking at each other's melanin count. As I was saying earlier, 1 in 6 of you white people is actually, according to the one drop rule, you're not even white. And for this stupid person on here, I don't mind stupid people. I did stand up comedy, so I can handle stupid people. Black stupid people, white stupid people in general.
You
I
can't say
just
none
want
of it.
y'all to
You can
understand,
get it.
those
You
of
can
you on
get it,
this
and you can get
feed,
it too.
we absolutely have to figure out
Uh-huh.
a way to at least not self destruct based off of differences. It's interesting. This country lets people come in from all over the world that don't even speak English, don't want to fit in. Uh, you can work with them, but you can't work with people who've been in this country 400 or 500 years.
Uh-huh.
Are we that stuck on stupid? Maybe yes, but if we're that stuck on stupid, the other people that come over here who know who they are, who don't
Uh-huh.
want to be Americans but want to loot and take from this country, they'll play us, they'll kill us, they'll be used, and they have somewhere to go.
Uh-huh.
I don't
We have
have
a
anywhere else
question
to
here.
go. This is my goddamn Africa, right here in America.
Yep, sure
I'm
is.
looking what this person said. Muck muck. The GCP agenda is to flood the country with illegal immigrants. He says this is in the protocols of the elders of Zion. Woo! I didn't say that. I'm just reading. I don't want to. It's amazing. We can't even talk about what's going on for being seen as racist
Uh-huh.
or anti-Semites, and unlike
Uh-huh.
maybe I got Ashkenazi and Hebrew DNA. But if I even talk about what's happening, if you look at all the people that are in the Biden administration, they're almost all in one ethnic group. They're almost in one ethnic group. Who's in the Treasury Department? Who's pushing all of this mandated medicine? It's exclusively one group. I'm not, I'm not, as I said, I'm not against anybody, but my God, you know, if I do any work for any other country, I have to register myself as a foreign agent. But yet, you can have dual citizens from certain countries, and even there's no conflict. I mean, what is Mr. Blinken? Has anyone ever thought who Blinken is? If you start looking over and over again, some of the people doing stuff all seem to be in specific interest groups. I'm not saying you can't be who you are, but if you have no loyalty to America, why be in the American government? If you have no loyalty to this country, you shouldn't be in our military. You shouldn't be in our schools. You shouldn't be involved with our media. I never said all of anybody was bad. If you're listening, I told you I have Hebrew and Ashkenazi DNA. If I'm a Jew, I'm a good one. And I like America. America's not perfect, but it's home. Our families aren't perfect, but they're our families.
Yeah. Dr. Short, you have a question? You want
Go
me to
go
read it?
for it. Yes, come on.
Okay. This is from Bruce. Dr. Short, the white supremacist
Go ahead.
elites to lead us to a civil war. But where will the illegals fall into that?
If we have a racial war in this country, I believe the government or these evil cabal people will use the illegals initially to attack black people. And then, once those folks have been trained, they will turn them loose on the white majority. It'll be us first. That they, those folks will come here with an attitude against us. They'll use them on us first, and then they'll turn them on different. We'll be the first group that gets attacked. That's already happening. Look at who they're putting them around.
I think that's an accurate prediction.
Look at how they're allowing illegals to be police in black areas.
And working the federal government.
Okay, so they're putting all of these people over us, and it's very, very dangerous who's doing this. If you look at dirty, subversive communist groups like Black Lives Matter, total sodomite scum. We don't like them. We've been fighting them. You will never get to see how we can't stand these bastards in Black Lives Matter. That they hide. They want you to think we're all with those queer trash. We don't want them. We never were with them. And everybody was told without anyone going and doing a poll. If you start looking, I'm talking to white folk out there, you'll never see polls on black people's opinions. We never get told what's that. And as for the sickos on here, you're probably GCP. I'm not afraid of you. Um, that's to and look at this. Your name is Angry Black Men. No, my name is something else. But that's all right. We have lots of people following us, so we don't need anybody.
No.
We don't need anybody that don't want to be here. We don't want you. So go ahead. Go. We don't want you. We don't need you. And you're gone. And we're almost done anyway. So, but they will use the illegals against the American people the same way other countries, when they have imperial missions, they use foreigners to as mercenaries to attack the public. And it's the same way. There's a shortage of people in the U.S. military. They're going to start taking these illegals and training them to be used on us. Do you really think the Chinese that are coming here, who are used to killing each other, that they won't have They won't use them to kill Americans. If they could shoot Chinese, their own fellow Chinese, what would they do to us? On top of that, it's really scary. We have people from Ukraine, people who are like Nazi types. In fact, I'm going to just say it. Some of these people are Nazis from the Ukraine. This guy saying this how the Roman Empire fell exactly. That's what's happening.
Mhm.
And
Another
so
question.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. MW said, "Hey man, I just lost my father. Condolences. Um,
Condolences.
can you please send me some advice to get through some hard times?"
Well, the most important thing that you can do is pray. And what I say to anybody going through any difficulty, right at this second, the most effective thing that you could do is leave this stream and go to YouTube and play the audio Bible and listen to the Psalms and Proverbs. It's very soothing. Sorry for your loss. And the other thing is try as best you can to understand that life for everybody, it comes to an end at some point, not necessarily when we want it, but when it happens. 2 years ago, I nearly died. I tell everyone I had a heart attack that should have killed me. Life is here. Try to be thankful to even have the Father. Work on that. Try to think about what was wonderful, and don't be afraid to cry. Crying actually releases chemicals that are soothing to the brain. So don't hold it in.
Dr.
And
Short,
yes.
mhm. Someone asked, can we pray for her sister who's in the hospital?
hmm Can we pray for your sister in the hospital? Yeah. And we'll close with that because our time is almost up. So we'll simply say, Father God in heaven, please bring comfort to this viewer who has a sister in the hospital. Help them heal, make well, give the family unity and strength to face this difficulty. We put this into Christ's hands. Amen. We're going to step, but tomorrow we will have our Sabbath service about 2:30, 3 o'clock. You'll see us again. And pray for unity in this country. Pray for peace in this country. Pray for a revival of spirit in this country, a revival of belief. America may not be a Christian nation, but certainly people who were genuine Christians made a major contribution to this being a better country.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, I know it's not popular, but we need Jesus Christ. There's a song, If We Ever Needed the Lord Before, we sure do need him now. We need God now. I pray to God that something comes and wakes up American people to repent, to get rid of all of this communistic demoralization, this filth, and just change this while we have a chance. Not to impose faith on anyone, but they're good things. Loving your neighbor is nothing to be ashamed of. Not stealing is nothing to be ashamed of. Not coveting is nothing to be ashamed of. Loving God with your whole heart, soul, and mind is nothing to be ashamed of. The commandments and other things are worthwhile, even if a person didn't believe. There's nothing wrong with the Ten Commandments. In fact, those are the best things that we have. If a society loses its concept of God, values, and beliefs, it's dead. And I'll tell you, I don't care who's in office, black, white, polka dot from outer space. If we don't have some true righteous principles governing this nation, we're all dead. This country won't be worth living in. Things can go bad real fast in a generation. Pray for America to wake up. Pray for people to stop hiding behind skin color or sex and start saying, It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer.
Mm.
Okay, I gotta go, but everybody, um, we've done 2 hours. But thank you, Black Rose.
Mm-hmm.
And for all of you with people, we'll be praying for folks. We'll add that to our Sabbath thing to pray for people that are sick
Yep.
and pray that people don't let anyone fool them to take any kind of medication or anything without really knowing whether it's safe or not. So many people are sick because of what they've been pushing around here. Yeah, I have no idea how many drugs they tried to push on me.
Yeah.
Um, Let me let this leave. Thank you. Bless all of you. If you like us, we're for real. This is the Angry Black Men's Book Club. Just because we're angry doesn't mean we hate people. It
Right.
means that we are angry about injustice. We're angry with black on black violence, black on black
Mm-hmm.
injustice. We talk about everybody here. And so,
Everybody
for
can
all
get
the
it.
people who are putting the racist comments,
Mm-hmm.
if anyone followed, we barely talk about white people, although we could say a lot more. I'm more interested in taking care of what's in house, you know? The Bible, Jesus says, if you'll clean the inside of a cup, you'll clean the outside. If black
Mm-hmm.
people worked on their issues, a lot of the other things that we face from others would cease to be issues.
Yeah.
My problem isn't the existence of just people hating us. My problem is complicated by us not loving God, not loving each other, not working together. And
Mm-hmm.
if we work together, a whole lot of other people would be forced to treat us better. And at the same point, what I say to everybody, we are all born of one man and one woman. We're all created by the same God, whether people claim him or not. I don't believe in evolution. I believe in Genesis. It's just that simple. The Bible is God's word. It will never be anything but God's word. I don't care who doesn't like me. Jesus Christ is King and Lord. I believe it. And if you don't, well, later for you. Okay, and by the way, screw around and find out that Jesus Christ is real with your
Mm-hmm.
soul. What a foolish risk. Imagine, I say to everybody, imagine being black in America feeling that you're picked on. Imagine going to hell. I don't want to do that. So, what's the song? The reason I'm living right, I don't want to be lost. I don't want to be left when Jesus comes. And Biden and all this craziness, the men in the women's room and all that, you folk have made me a Christian fundamentalist. I never used to think so much about God. Obama and them have driven me. They have thrown me in the Bible. In fact, I'm gonna do a sermon. If Jesus has to be white again for black people to get our acts together, I have my white Jesus and I'll bring him down here. I'll kiss all over him. Anything to stop what Obama and Biden have let loose in this country.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. I don't care what anyone thinks.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, everybody. Again, this is the Angry Black Men's Book Club. If you want to support us, my Cash App is Dr. Randy Short, DrRandyShort. I do Zelle and PayPal. That is WRandyShort at gmail.com. Drop me a piece. We keep it real. We talk about real issues. We're not afraid to talk or about to anyone at any time, any place. But we are concerned about the souls of black Americans. But if we get ourselves together, we'll be there for everybody else. But charity starts at home,
Starts
for
at
which
home.
we don't apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Won't you
Fundamentalist means I
refer
believe
your
the word of God, right? So let me just stop this. I'm not ashamed of the gospel, not no way, no way, no how, right?